one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but the party starts early this year at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina with their street festival on Saturday, May 3rd. Come down to 8th and Q starting at 1 p.m. on May 3rd and see llamas from Sweet and Sassy's Llama Farm until 4 p.m. and enjoy face painting and balloon animals with Miss Shades at 2 p.m. DJ Wyatt will entertain from 6 to 10:30 p.m. There will be drinks, food, and giveaways, and best of all, no cover charge. It's the early Cinco de Mayo Street Festival with Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, Saturday, May 3rd, beginning at 1 p.m. at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom! In your face, son! The Sartor Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Join in. Hit us with a what's up. Bach running the mothership. Streams are Facebook, YouTube, X, LO Channel 961. If you have not downloaded the Ticket app, do so. Put it on your phone. Put it on your laptop. Have it available to you because there will be times when it is beneficial for you to be able to get streams wherever you are, however you are, and whatever you're doing, whatever way you streaming, get the Ticket app, put it on your device so that you have it. It is a cool, rainy, cloudy Monday in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that's fine. We need these days. We need these days to reset and appreciate that 75 and appreciate and being grateful that even though it's, in the 50s, it's not in the 30s. So thankful, grateful, appreciate it. If you know me at all, you know that I am appreciative of each day. And I keep reminding myself on a daily basis. So I want to give it to you today. If you don't know the story, that again, I'm very appreciative for being here. And when I say by being here, I mean being alive. And there's some days when I feel it at a denser level. The vibration is a little bit heavier, and there's certain days where things have gone on in the past. But I was sitting in ICU with 27 blood clots and a brand new spine and a body brace, a full body brace, and not able to walk and not able to go to the bathroom by myself. I had some things going on. And on that particular day, I'd always said, previous to that, if God took me today, I've lived several complete lives. I'm good. But on that day, we struck down and brought down to a knee and being humbled. I asked for one more day. And I mean it when I say it. It's not crazy to say that I asked for one more day. They tell you with blood clots and saddle embolism that one will get you. I had 27 plus the saddle embolism. And they say it gets you in your sleep. So there's a stretch where I was afraid to go to sleep. And so I would ask for one more day. And they tell you, you have to get physical. You have to learn how to walk. You have to retrain yourself. That's why walking is such a big part of who I am now, because I wasn't able to. So when I could walk again, I was thrilled. I was like a new kid learning to walk. It's the look on your baby's face the first time they take steps. Well, that's the look I had on my face as a grown-up. Just being proud of myself that I was able to move one step in front of the other and do it in our repetition. And I'm just grateful and I'm just thankful for being here. So we talk about things that I'm not afraid of most things because I've faced the biggest, darkest thing that I'm going to face. Right. And there's been several cases where I faced those things. But in that particular case, I was like, okay, one more day. So I said, I'm going to say these three things. I'm going to say thank you more. I'm going to say I love you more. I'm going to say, well done. I'm going to celebrate more. And that's what I'm doing. And in doing that, I said that I need to make sure that I remind myself that each day matters. And today is day number 22,922. 22,922. And for whatever your day is, whatever your number is today, like I can say, this is episode 22,922. It's the only episode I'm going to get of that number. I'm never going to be less informed than I am right now. I'm never going to be as young as I am right now. Ever again. And the people that I engage with today, Chef Bob from Heavenly Waffles, he and his lovely wife Kathy being in the room, bringing more people into the room down here at down here at 11th and O. This combination of people have never been together ever, and they'll never be together ever again as this group is right now. It just doesn't. It won't ever happen. And so I'm just saying, I want to start the show by saying thank you. Thank you for joining us each day. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for going through. I love that we have this space, this meeting place that we can come and hang out every day. And so I want to say thank you. And I love you for making the choice to come hang out with us. And well done to all of us for you getting through to whatever your day is. Bot, type into your phone how many days since your birthday, right? Just type in your birthday and say how many days for your birthday because it's the only 22/9/22 I'm going to get. So if I don't pay respect to it, I'm not giving it its full value. And there's a thing that happens when you're grateful and appreciative. You get more reasons to be grateful and appreciative. That's just how it works. And there's nothing that fatigues us as much as fear or hate. And so I had chosen. They said, well, look, I had 3 blood clots in my heart, 4 in my lungs. So I said from that day that I was going to clean my heart and fill my lungs. Because on that day when I was in ICU and I couldn't breathe, the thing I wanted most was clean lungs. I needed full lungs because I couldn't breathe. And I needed a clean heart. I needed all the venom out of my heart. I needed these blood clots out of my heart. And so I choose to have a clean heart and full lungs. Bach, what is your episode today, kind sir?
Well, I thought you said since my last birthday.
No. From the day
Altogether?
you were born. The day you were
goodness.
born, how many sunsets and sunrises have you experienced, kind sir?
Somewhere in the neighborhood. I'll do that. Of 12,700. We'll get 700 and some change.
Well, find the exact date.
All right.
Type in your birthday. Magic, type in your birthday. So how many days since the day I was born, right? So for each of you, because it's a different episode for all of us. We're all on different journeys, but we share some of it, and it's kind of cool to know how far along in this thing. I would think that you're about half my age, maybe a little bit older. So if you say 12,000, somewhere in the 12,000 range, I wouldn't be stunned. Right?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it with my calculator.
Well, no, you give me your birthday.
You're just saying like go to Google and ask AI to do it for me?
What's your birthday?
June 8th, 1990.
Okay. So Bach, today is your 12,745th day.
There we go.
12,745. And it's the only 12,745 you're going to get. It's the only one where you and Maria are where you are, that your son is the age that he is. Your place, at the ticket is what it is. Your family that exists as is. This is the only day that it exists as. And tomorrow, if we're blessed, you get 12,746. And then it's the only 12,746 you're going to get. You're going to be smarter tomorrow than you were today. You're going to learn more things. You're going to experience more things. And you're going to be more prepared for whatever tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Box Neighbor says 14,395. Congratulations on episode 14,395. 14,395. John in Cortland says it's 22,390 something. He'll be 64 on Sunday. Happy birthday in advance, brother. Well done. Well done. Magic, shout out. Thank you for who you are, right? Thank you for who you are. Stopped down, took care of some athletes yesterday. He's wow. So he got his. So if you're born in 66, let's see. Hold on here. Let me see. I'm going to find out Magic's. Magic came in and took care of some of the wrestlers yesterday, and he does an exceptional job of. So Magic, for you, it's 21,588. 21,588. And so there's beauty in it, and I just wanted to stop and pause and say thank you. Like, and of course, I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for the people in Lincoln, the people of Nebraska, people in my life who have helped me get to here today as I am. So thank you, and just keep track of your days, man. They say you have to count your days in order for your days to count. And if you don't give power to your day, nobody else is. You better make sure you get it. I said that to say, with a clean heart and clean lungs, is that you are what you consume. So if you're consuming poison and venom, then that occupies you. And it sits in your heart. And I just said that I can't have venom and poison in my heart and in my lungs. I can't do it. And so all of the talk and the thing about sports for me, and especially in the ticket, I tell people to talk about themselves and what they know to be true, and then be curious about what you don't know. Because I don't want to be responsible for putting venom into the lungs and hearts of people in Lincoln and in Nebraska. I don't want that on my ledger. Like Chef Bob walks in, the room is better because Chef Bob and Kathy walked in the room, right? And they're feeding people. They're giving them something good to consume. They literally changed this room by walking into it. And so I have to be grateful for that. I have to be grateful to people who come in here and smile every day. People who come in and do the thing. For sports, for me, a lot of the draft and a lot of sports talk is about what we don't like. But I'm a fan of talking about what you like and why. And it struck me that a lot of the Shedeur conversation, a lot of the NBA conversation, there's malice, right? There's malice. First of all, there should be malice because it's not about you. The NBA is not about you. Shedeur Sanders' life, actions, choices, not about you. NFL draft, not about you. It's easy to deflect and to look outside and go, "Oh, that guy's having a better life than me. I'm going to be mad at. I'm going to be a hater." No, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. So in a different direction, here's the thing that I noticed, Bach, that a lot of the conversation when it comes to draft that we get, a lot of people talking forget the history of the draft, that the draft wasn't always the size that it is, and figure out why the draft was created. And then in that history, that you realize that the draft has always been imperfect. It's always been imperfect. Again, if you're one of the people on the planet, the large number of people who think that Tom Brady's the GOAT, then you say that the draft is imperfect because the draft got it wrong. If you're a person who says that Tom Brady is one of the greatest to ever play the position of quarterback, and that every team for 198 draft picks got it wrong about the most important position in sports, in the most important league in sports, you got it wrong 198 times. There is no perfection, so we can put that down. Then it becomes about matching up, whether it be chemistry, whether it be choice, it could be opportunity. Remember, that Patriots team already had a young quarterback in Drew Bledsoe. They thought he was the future. He was the future. As a matter of fact, he beat out Tom Brady that year, which is a whole nother discussion. Hey, wait a minute, coach. How did you not know right away that Tom Brady was the dude? You didn't know till you knew. And we're really good revisionists. Oh, I knew all along. Tom Brady, I saw him at Michigan. Remember, Tom Brady didn't even start all his career at Michigan. So if there's imperfection in it, then understand that the NFL and its draft in itself is flawed. That other leagues have come along because the NFL doesn't always get it right. There's a young man who would, if you're talking about greatest defenders ever, Reggie White's certainly in the discussion, right? Reggie, the NFL draft wasn't really conducive to what Reggie White wanted to do. John Elway, one of the 10 best quarterbacks ever, right? Top 10, fair?
Yeah, fair.
Right? That he disliked the system so much that he bucked the system and took on the system. That while Archie Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback, was he one of the GOATs? Well, relative. And he said the system was flawed and said, I don't trust the system. The system doesn't work for me. And my needs and wants for my son, my family is greater than the process. And I'm not going to do it the way it's always been done. I'm not going to follow suit. I'm not just going to go and be a good little trooper. I'm not going to go and be a good soldier. I'm going to say, this doesn't work for me, and I'm going to do it my way, whether you like it or not. couple of Super Bowls later in a different town, Eli Manning stands. When we talk about John Elway, we rarely talk about John Elway as the guy that in 1983 people literally lost their minds over. But the reality is the system, and because it was the Colts, right? An organization that at that point had, do you know that they had gone through this before recently with Burt Jones from LSU? Some organizations just work from friction. They just do, or they did, right? You didn't get it right. And this is an organization, the Colts at the time had, you know what Tom Brady is now? 2 generations ago, you know who that guy was? The GOAT quarterback? Johnny Unitas. And every young man in America wanted to be like Johnny Unitas. And at his apex, Johnny Unitas had to share. He had to share the quarterback position with Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall. So the systems are what they are until they aren't. And we as fans, we get to say, okay, this is how we're going to process this. I just think there's a better way than casting aspersions and being negative about it. It just is. The system exists, and it either works for you, it doesn't. Yes, you're right in how you feel about it. But as we talk about it, there's a guy that the system was absolutely wrong for. Wrong. And it struck me as interesting that in having the discussion, this young man's name was Brian. First name was Brian. I'm not going to tell you his last name, but his last name was Brian. And pretty good athlete. Played at University of Alabama. And had a pretty good career. Had a pretty good college career. He was, in fact, I don't want to say All-American, but no, right? The name. Tom Brady was drafted 199, right? What if I told you that at number 200, Brian was selected in the draft? Number 200, 199 players were drafted ahead of him. He went on to win the very first 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Back then, there weren't as many teams, so you packed it in. So you base it on the draft pick number, not on the round. But even then, he was picked in the 7th round, pick number 200. You know him as Bart Starr. Was the system right? Was the system perfect? No, it was not. No, it was not. But the same conversations went on about Brian Bartlett Starr that has gone on about every quarterback who didn't get drafted when they thought they should have been based on their fame and the program. Wait a minute. He played at Alabama in a good program. Why wasn't he the guy? Well, this is the same program that would later generate, 2 pretty good quarterbacks immediately following Bart Starr. Joe, Willie, Namath followed him. Kenny, the Snake, Stabler. But Bart Starr had to go in and change the way people looked at quarterbacks from Alabama in order for the evolution to happen. And Bart was a certain style. There's certain stories in sports, and we forget them, but pretty crazy. So back then, and I'll correct myself, so in 1956, that was the 17th round. They went 16 rounds and didn't take the guy that would go on a few years later to be Super Bowl MVP, the best player on the planet on the day of the biggest game to ever be played. They all got it wrong. They got it wrong. Do you know that also in that era, we talked about the Johnny Unitas era, that in 1954, again, the draft being imperfect, at the time that Johnny Unitas was the best quarterback on the planet, in the universe, you know who the best receiver was on the planet? It was Johnny Unitas' teammate. Also another one connected to the University of Alabama. His name was Raymond Berry. At the time, the premier receiver in all of football. Raymond Berry was drafted 232. The system is flawed. It doesn't always get it right. And the way we react to the system is flawed and isn't always right. You have to remember that in the space that we're there, in somehow in the systems, we miss this thing. There's a player in that from that same Colts team that maybe was as famous as the quarterback and the number one receiver in the game. But there's a gentleman who wasn't selected. They picked him up and he became an all everything. His name was Art Donovan. He became a bit of a celebrity. There are people who weren't even drafted. Weren't drafted. Bach, do you know that, again, 60s, the all NFL kicker? They called him the Toe. Lou Groza. Played for the Cleveland Browns. Didn't draft him. Never drafted. Marion Motley, Hall of Fame running back. Wasn't drafted. Dick, Night Train Lane. Never drafted. From Nebraska, center, Mick Tingelhoff. Folks who went free agent, Willie Brown, Emmett Thomas, Larry Little, one of the great offensive guards in NFL history. Drew Pearson, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver. Warren Moon, we got it wrong. Kurt Warner, we got it wrong. John Randall, got it wrong. Sam Mills, dear friend, dear sweet late Sam Mills, we got it wrong. The system doesn't always work. And how we react and respond to the system doesn't always work. Because you're drafted in the 5th round when you think you're a Hall of Fame talent, everybody I just mentioned thought they were a Hall of Fame talent. They didn't get drafted where they thought they should have been. And the public had lots to say about it. We have more to say about it now because of social media, digital, 24-hour news cycle, ESPN, all of the different faculties and resources are in play. But the humanity still exists. Bach, we don't always get it right. They don't always get it right. The story will play out. And history gets it right. Because we get to go back and say Kurt Warner, Warren Moon, Cliff Harris, Larry Little, Mick Tingelhoff, Willie Wood, Dick Night Train Lane. We get to go back and correct what we thought. Because here's a letter of truth. What we think we know is never, ever as much as what we actually know. 101. We'll be back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, man. DP on a Wednesday. One on One. Day number 22,922. Thank you for hanging out. Old Dad says he's up to 18,413. Tomorrow's a big one. 18,414 is big. Got to get to it. From the text line, Ben says this. Talent evaluators only have available the information that's in front of them. I don't fault old school NFL guys for missing on someone like Bart Starr. I think they absolutely got Shedeur Sanders correct, though. Okay, so here's the thing. Having been on pro staffs, been on college staffs where college recruits were coming in, having been on college staffs where recruiting was done and NFL draft projections were in play. It is literally the job of the professional at the highest level in the NFL talent evaluator. You're evaluating the most talent at the highest level. You can't it's literally your job to get it right. That's your job, to gather as much information as humanly possible. And I've said 100 times that you can't measure. There is no star. There is no in the 5-star system. Intelligence, character, and heart don't have star value. So if they don't, then what are we doing? You have a 5-star system that people's lives are based on, and you don't include the thing that people think are the 3 most important. But okay, that's fine. Have that discussion. But to say that the evaluators didn't get it, only have what's in front of them. In today's world, I've been a part of over 200 athletes being recruited. So the process is there are coaches, elite coaches and talent evaluators who go the extra mile to find out who the parents are, who the ex-girlfriend is, who is your high school counselor, what courses you took, etc. And from that thinking, imagine that you saw that there's this guy named Shedeur Sanders, and his tape looks good. You're interested, and then you recruit him without going to his house or meeting his parents or meeting his brothers and sisters. And then he shows up on your campus and you go, hey, I didn't know Deion was your dad. You failed. But in knowing that Deion is your dad, one, you can make an informed decision, but you also have to be able to process that information. What does it mean if this kid is Deion Sanders' son? What has Deion taught him? What benefit is there and what flaw is that? Evaluators along the way, the system is always flawed because humans, make those decisions based on what that human wants to achieve and accomplish. There are certain organizations that have a history of not having people in place who make solid decisions when it comes to making certain decisions. Again, I just ran through an era where the Browns picked poorly and the Saints picked quarterbacks poorly and the Raiders picked quarterbacks poorly. We can go through this. We can do this dance. But the reality is we don't know everything. We cannot know everything. It's all a crapshoot, and then you get out there and you play. And there are tons of free agents who were evaluated, reevaluated, assessed, reassessed, worked out, and still thought not good enough for me to waste a draft pick on. And for all these free agents that I listed, remember that those teams brought in rookies that year. They brought in free agents that year that they actually worked out. And they said, we would rather have this than you. And then those people had an undefinable thing that allowed them to outwork the people who were drafted first, second, third, etc. And for them to prove the evaluators wrong, to prove the administrators wrong, the ownership wrong, the coaches wrong, they proved them all wrong. You were wrong. You looked at me, you looked at my tape, you looked at my production, and you said not good enough. Well, guess what? You were wrong. And it happened. It happens in every sport. I mean, think about it. Our own Eric Strickland had to go the long route. And we talk about the long route to get to the NBA, to prove them all wrong. That the undersized guy from Nebraska who didn't win everything, right? And winning matters, people will talk about that. But he didn't have certain boxes, preconceived, pre-made, prearranged boxes checked. But what could they not measure? The heart of Eric Strickland, the IQ of Eric Strickland, the motivation of Eric Strickland. We get caught up in stuff and you just go, wow. I'm pretty sure that there have been a ton of Nebraska basketball players who we thought they're going to be great NBA players, and they're not. Or you thought that, well, that guy's not going to make it, and then, oh, he made it. Who had Ty Lue as a world champion coach in the NBA from his time in Nebraska? And you thought, that guy's going to lead men. We get so caught up in knowing. I say this all the time. It's not my job in this field to have all the answers. I do aspire to get to the right question. And the system is set up, one, to create conversation. Mock drafts are simply for you to consume content. And you consume content for a variety of reasons. Mainly among them is to feel like you're connected and informed about the sport that you love, or the team that you love, or the player that you love. There are parents who finally get a star high school player who's getting recruited, and then they have to figure out, well, wait a minute, my son's really good. And they go, well, compared to who? And then they go on a deep dive and they think, well, they figured out how college recruiting goes. No. They only know what they know. They have no idea what they have no idea about. And the same thing applies for mock drafts and otherwise. Right? Mikey Moore. Yep. Tony Farmer. There are guys here who had some success. Situation and circumstance matter, right? Catching lightning in a bottle matters. Who had Kyle Perry playing for the Savannah Bananas, making a living in baseball? Right? And I can tell you, I'll give you a really good example of how sometimes the system gets it wrong, and then you outwork the system. Hey, Bob, the first day you met me, did you ever think I'd own the station?
Not necessarily. That's not what was on my mind.
It wasn't on you. It wasn't. And you were informed because you had been at the ticket for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea about what the ticket was at the time. Right?
Yeah.
Situation and circumstance. To go through and go, we could hire, we get offers for people who want to do shows on a daily basis. And I have chosen the group to work from. Right. The group to work, the group I want to work with, based on what I want to get here. And Bach has a list. He anybody that comes to Bach and go, hey man, I'd love to work at Ticket. Bach would have a list in his, he could give you the elevator pitch for, well, here's what DP wants, man. This is what I know what you think sports radio is, but here are DP's rules. But my rules aren't the same as some other folks and some other stations. And if you don't understand that one of the big things that I make decisions on is, do I want to work with you every day? You could be the best radio guy. I have to make a decision based on that. But compared to who? And making those decisions, that is a part of sports, whether it be radio, whether it be recruiting, whether it be coaching, whether it be developing talent, whatever it is. You have to pick people that have some understanding of what it is that you want to deal with on a daily basis and be able to effectively produce that. And what I know about Bach is that Bach is reliable. Bach loves what we do. He loves preparing. He never stresses about, hey, let me go deep dive. Let me find some information. Let me do my research. I don't have issue. I don't have issue with anybody who does their research above and beyond, and they show up to work because they love showing up for work to do the thing. I can work with a whole lot of other stuff. Bach doesn't have to be an NFL player for me to want to work with him. But that's what happens in this. And we get so caught up in the cosmetic a part of it and the perceived idea of it. Bach's not a social media guy. That's not really his thing. Okay. But if it was his thing, okay. There are people that work here who love being on social media. There are people who don't. There's room for both. In order for me to cover all the bases of what's required for sports radio to happen, to cover all of the sports, did anybody here know gymnastics, or did we have to go learn it? Had to go learn it. Did we know bowling? Had to go learn it. Swimming, diving, had to go learn it. Wrestling, had to go learn it. Women's volleyball, had to go learn it. What we know versus what we need to know and what we think we know. Sports, especially in this vacuum, is that to understand that nobody, and I mean nobody, has all the answers. Nobody gets it right every time. It's just who you want to ride with. Who do you want to ride with? How do you feel about this thing? It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. Kmart Steve says, I bet a lot of people would be very surprised by how hard it is to talk about sports for 3 hours every day. And hey, Steve, we do every day. We do 7 days a week. But around here, you have to know sports, talk sports, and defend your sports take, your knowledge of sports, far longer than 3 hours a day. And some of y'all would be stunned that some of the conversations between Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, Adam Carricker, Austin Orban, Jake Bachhoven, Nick Sainert, Jake Sorensen over in the back hallways of the Ticket. But that's how I know I have the right people, because they would do this for free, but I don't ask them to. They get to do it because of that very reason. We'll go to break. We'll close out one-on-one, hand it up to the Captain Show.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high around 65. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly cloudy, a low near 51. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny and breezy, with the high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Billy Currington is back on tour. Friday, June 13th, Pinewood Bowl Theater at Lincoln's Pioneer Park. Live in concert. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, it's so good. It is episode 22,922. This is day 22,922. And I know it's special. I keep telling y'all that we track the day because each day is special. And it's a special day anytime my brother from another mother shows up here at the Ticket. Chef Bob Haney, brother, thank you for once again bringing sunshine and light into this space that we call home.
It's my pleasure. It's I can't believe we haven't been in here since December, early December.
Yeah.
We haven't cooked for 93.7 since before, probably September last year.
Yeah.
Because that's when we started the Costco Roadshow.
It's a busy stretch for you. And hopefully over the course of this morning, you've got to tell folks about Heavenly Waffles.
Sure.
But I think the reason why just like with me for the Ticket is just the accumulation of a lot of life experiences.
That's right.
And you and I are talking, and I'm going to hold your chef hands to the fire.
Okay.
We need to get your book or books
right
together
sure.
because your story greatness only happens with friction.
Sure.
It's absolutely required.
Sure.
So give them the elevator pitch to some of the friction that has existed that leads us to the success.
Oh, good Lord.
Of Chef Bob Haney.
So I'm the result of 10 marriages and 9 divorces between 3 parents. My biological dad, Jim Swassing, played basketball at the University of Creighton with Paul Silas. He got my mom pregnant when she was 19 years old. When they went to the national championship with Paul Silas, back when it was the NIT, because there wasn't a national championship.
Right.
The powers that be at Creighton University found out that my mom was pregnant and they benched him. And he was a blue chip athlete in baseball, basketball, and football out of Council Bluffs, but he got a scholarship at Creighton, an academic scholarship. So they benched him, and so Red McManus put him on the bench, wouldn't play him. So he had never had tumultuous any instance in his life. He was this golden child. And so he and my mom moved to Columbia, Missouri. I was not a twinkle in anyone's eye yet. And he basically went into this deep depression. My mom left him and then found out she was pregnant. So then when I was 2, my mom married this guy who was my stepfather, liked to drink and push my mom around a little bit. And one of my earliest memories was me standing in between them. I was probably 3 with my hands on their thighs saying, "Don't hit my mommy." So that was a situation that is, they say when trauma happens in your life, it makes grooves in your brain. That's one of the grooves that's in my brain. And so when they got divorced, he got custody of all of us kids, not our real dad.
The other guy.
Another groove in my life. And then grooves that were of my own devices were the drugs and alcohol that incurred to, get over that pain or to mask that pain. And so I walked out of a crack house in Harlem one Sunday morning when I was 36 years old. Took 2 more years before I finally quit drinking. And by the grace of God, I've been sober for 24 years. And so it's, getting through those portions of my life made me who I am today. And so I don't regret any of the decisions I ever made, good, bad, or indifferent decisions, but they made me who I am. And so I take every one of them along with me to all of the meetings that I have with, billion-dollar companies. We were the only company in Chick-fil-A history to approach Chick-fil-A that they invited us into their test kitchen. By the grace of God, we are where we are today doing, now Heavenly Waffles are in over 750 grocery stores. The Midwest region of Costco, the Northwest region of Costco is about to get set. It's just, and all of this in the last 4 months.
But we've been talking about this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that it's coming, because you cannot be wrong in this. You love this authentically, and it's in your heart, and good's going to come from it.
And it's scary.
Ain't it though?
It's scary.
Ain't it though?
It's just, there's, when it was just Kathy and me, and we were selling our mix online, and we had some restaurants all over the country, all over the world, really, because we have them in Turks and Caicos, doing a bunch of catering. That was a lot of work, and it wasn't what we wanted to do. We didn't want to be a catering company, but it was more, we had control of it. Now we don't have a lot of control of it because that we wouldn't know what to do.
But it's still you.
It is.
And the good thing at the base of it is how foundations are built in the pyramid. Listen, you are my brother from another mother for life. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you and Kathy and what you've done. I'm going to hand you over to Rashawn.
Okay.
And let this conversation happen. But my promise to you is that we're going to get your book, parentheses, books. Right. We're going to get your books done because they need to be done.
They do.
And the stories need to be told. Nebraska needs to be as proud of you as I am.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. Heavenly Waffles, Chef Bob Haney. Don't go anywhere. Don't you dare go anywhere. The Captain Show coming up here on the Ticket.